What's up, my dudes? How's it going? This is Adam Talks Cars. You know it. I'm back again, possibly even better than ever. And this is going to be episode 5 of my show Muffler Delete, where I'm going to give you my loud, boisterous, unfiltered, uninterrupted, unedited thoughts and opinions about aspects of the car industry that I'm particularly interested in and passionate about. And today is probably the episode that I've been most excited for. It might be a little long, and I might have to look down and check my notes a couple times, so forgive me for that. But today, I wanted to talk to you about Hyundai N, which is a new development in Hyundai performance vehicles. And I really cannot emphasize that this is probably to me, it's the most exciting development in the past two or 3 years in the auto industry. Like, I know it's not groundbreaking like Tesla with the electric vehicles and stuff, but this is just my opinion, and I have to tell you that more so than anything else in the auto industry, I'm excited about the Hyundai N and N-line products. The N comes from the Namyang Research and Development Center in South Korea, which is where Hyundai is based. And it also, the N comes from the Nürburgring, which is the racetrack in Germany, I believe, where most, if not all, performance cars are benchmarked. And Hyundai is testing all of their N products on the Nürburgring. And that's where they're honing the suspension and the driving dynamics. So the N is based in Namyang and Nürburgring. So that's where the N comes from. That's how they got the name. And the motivator, the driving force behind this new product line of N and N-line vehicles, mostly N, we talk mostly about N in this video, is a guy named Albert Biermann, who worked for BMW M division, the BMW Motorsport division, and headed it for a good while. And he was responsible for the I think it's the E30 M3 and the original like M5, which are two of the most highly regarded sports cars like of all time, honestly. And so Hyundai scooped him up and they put him in charge of the performance vehicles for Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. And so he was able to take what he learned in 30 years from the mechanics of BMW's M division, and he's taking what he can out of that and he's putting it into these Hyundais, right? So whereas 15 years ago Hyundais were just boring commuter cars that were just, people bought them because they were the cheapest thing available, they're starting to become truly exciting vehicles with unbelievable driving dynamics for the price. So here I have a quote from Albert Biermann in an interview with Kelly Blue Book, and the question was about the Hyundai Veloster N, which is the only current N car that's available in North America right now, the Veloster N. And the interviewer asked, what is the Veloster N's best characteristic? And Albert Biermann said, direct quote, "Driving fun for very affordable money. The way it is balanced to the point of very enjoyable driving. On the road, it's compliant and acceptable. And on the racetrack, it can be your little beast." And a couple videos ago, I talked about how the 911 Turbo S combines a great level of performance when you want it and comfortability. And what he's saying, I don't think comfortability is a word, but hey, you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. And what he's saying is that the Veloster N can excite you when you want it to, but if you want it to just take you from point A to point B comfortably, it could do that too. And that's great, and especially if it's in the low 30s to the mid $30,000 in price range, depending on if you get the manual or the DCT, which is new for 2021. And 0 to 60s in the 5.5 second mark, it's an impressive car. Really impressive. And he's proud to bring you that level of performance for a reasonable price. There's very few competitors out there. You could say probably maybe the Golf GTI, which I think it's substantially better looking and better driving than that is, or the Civic Type R, which might handle better, but it's a few $1,000s more expensive, and I cannot stand the way the Civic Type R looks. It's a lot going on. You got to be a certain kind of person to be able to handle that many fins and whatnot. Yeah, so the N products are, well, I should say N product here in North America. It's giving you a level of performance for an affordable price. Like, people with a regular job can save up, and instead of getting a Hyundai Sonata or a Toyota Camry, they can get a Veloster N, which is a unique, exciting automobile, like, truly. And if you don't want a full N car, that's totally fine. Hyundai is also doing something called N-line vehicles, which have a boost in performance from the regular tier, but aren't quite full N. They don't have the full N, like, Nürburgring testing involved. And the 2021 brand new Elantra has an N-line. The Elantra GT, which is the hatchback version, which is not brand new, also has an N-line. And they're both like $24,000, $25,000 starting MSRP. Really affordable. And they're substantially cooler looking, and their driving dynamics are well improved over the base model. So if you don't want to spend $35,000 for a performance Hyundai, you could spend $25,000, and you're still going to be in a cool, interesting car. It's gonna have the N badges. It's gonna have the stitching, but more importantly, it's gonna have a little bit of excitement to the driving, which is what you would want if you're going to spend the extra couple grand to get into the N line. But I know I focus a lot on the Veloster N because that's all we have right now, but they have other N models like the i30N and the i30N Fastback, which are available elsewhere. And I really am so jealous of those cars because they have the same engine from the Veloster, but they have 4 doors. They're full, like a regular sedan and hatchback. And I was really jealous because when I end up getting my first car, I really wanted to have 4 doors because I want to be able to drive my friends or my family and everyone to be able to, open their door and slide in. I don't want to have to worry about like folding my seats down or whatever. And I know the Veloster has the 3rd door, but the back, I've sat in the Veloster and it's fairly cramped. Like, it's usable, don't get me wrong, but not ideal, right? If I need to carry 4 or 5 people, 5 is actually impossible. So I was really jealous of the i30N. But some spy photos have started to leak in the past few weeks of an Elantra N, a full Elantra N, not an N line. And I really honestly mean this. I am more excited for that car to get unveiled and released than I have been for any other car in the past 2 to 3 years. Like, I cannot wait to see the final product, and I really have my eyes set on it for my first car purchase eventually in a couple years down the line. So rumor has it that that'll be available in 2021 as a 2022 model. So, come on Hyundai, do it. I believe. Another reason I like Hyundai N is because the blue color they chose. That may seem random, may seem totally unnecessary, but I absolutely love the blue color, that light blue. It's different, it's unique, and it's instantly recognizable. If I ever see that shade of blue blaze past me, I'm like, oh, that must have been a Veloster N, because there is literally nothing else on the road that is in that blue. And you can get it in black or red, but to me, if you're getting a Hyundai N product, you gotta get it in that blue. You got to. I can't force my opinion on you, but I would almost say it's mandatory because it is spectacular, that blue color. It is killer. Yeah, I really believe that Hyundai is going to be breaking into the performance market in the next couple of years. I think the Veloster N already has. I think it's already made a pretty good name for itself. It stands up extremely well against its competitors, and I think the Elantra N is going to do the same. Really, it's going to kill it. I already know. And another rumor. I know talking a lot about rumors. Hey, this isn't high school, man. Relax. Okay, don't worry. Rumor has it that in the next 4 or 5 years, Hyundai might be unveiling and releasing a mid-engine sports car to rival Porsche Cayman. That might not be through Hyundai's branding. It might be a Genesis that hasn't been decided yet. But Hyundai's really stepping it up, right? They're saying, hey, we want to be recognized as a contender in the performance car market. And I think Albert Bierman spearheading the movement is killing it. And this is only the beginning, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for Hyundai's N division. All right. That's my opinion. If you disagree, if you hate Hyundai N, let me know. Tell me why. Don't just say you hate it. Give me a reason why. I gave you a lot of reasons why I love it, so that's only fair. This was episode 5 of Muffler Delete. I'm pretty sure my opinion was loud and clear. That's all I got for you this time. Yeah, it was a long one. 12 minutes. Yeah, I just rambled for 12 minutes. You're welcome. That was free. I think I paid for this. Hey, it's me. I'm back. It's a new day. It's a new stashless ATC. And I realized when I was filming my Hyundai N video that there were a couple of new cars that have been teased or unveiled or even about to be released that I failed to mention. And so I just wanted to discuss them really quick and include this in my Hyundai N video to make it a little more comprehensive. And the first of those vehicles, which I failed to mention, is the i20N, which, in my opinion, it might be the coolest hot hatch or the coolest car, honestly, in its price bracket. If we converted it into US dollars, it's probably going to be in the low 20,000s. And I cannot think of another vehicle that is as cool looking. And it's going to have the engine from the Hyundai Elantra N line, so it's going to have 201 horsepower. It's a tiny little car. I love the roof, the black roof with the blue body. I think that contrast is unbelievable. I haven't driven it, so I can't speak extensively on the performance, just like with any other car. I can only base my opinions off what I've read, but it really looks promising. I'm very impressed by the i20N. It's a car that I wish that we got here in the States, but I understand that there's not really that great of a market for a vehicle like that. But what there is a great market for is crossovers, and Hyundai definitely knows that. And they are bringing in a Kona N line and a Hyundai Tucson N line within the next year or two. The N line for the Kona has already been totally unveiled, and I expect to see that pretty soon. There's definitely some performance improvements. They both get a little bit boost in horsepower. They look a little bit sportier. They didn't go overboard. It's just an N line, but a new tune, couple little sporty bits and baubles here and there. And I think they'll sell pretty well. I mean, crossovers in the United States are flying off the shelves like it's nobody's business. I mean, the market is so flooded. The more you throw in there, the more you can sell. Honestly, sometimes I feel like that's how it is. But I definitely felt like those 3 vehicles were worth mentioning. I think they all are kind of showing that Hyundai N is moving in the right direction and incorporating more vehicles. Like there have been spy shots of a full-blown Kona N model. That's camouflage and everything, so I don't want to promise anything with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kona N came out, and then Hyundai would start being in the performance crossover market, which would be very exciting for me, and very exciting for the American market. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled for those. And 3 cars that I forgot to mention before that I now did. And that gives you 3 more reasons to be a fan of Hyundai N products. All right. Peace out. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.